So what you guys just saw were my 666-pound squat and my 672-pound deadlift, which were my top sets from this past week. Talk about both of those, my training recently, and a bit of background for my whole training cycle the past few months. So first off, the squat. Felt pretty good overall. My one real negative comment about it is the depth definitely could have been a bit better. I had a 300 kilos last week that was definitely better, but overall nothing too bad. Speed-wise, moved fine, bit slow out of the hole. It's to be expected at those percentages. Overall, really happy with that squat considering I had an injury recently that I'll go over in a bit. So deadlift, 672 pounds, really happy with how that went. I haven't deadlifted over 585 pounds since September. So considering that I haven't been anywhere near this weight in so long, I'm real happy with how it moved. Bit slow off the floor and a bit above the breaking point off the floor. Not really worried about that. I have a few theories as to why that may have been. Gonna try it different this week. Just really happy with how that went. Great single. So a bit of a background on my recent training cycle. The short part of it is I was coming back from an injury. Back in September, I had a minor upper back injury. This isn't the main injury. Took 2 weeks light, let it heal up, and my first day back heavy, which was only 495 pounds for me. First rep of the first set without weight, as I hit the bottom, I feel a giant pop in both my knees. And I was squatting in a competition combo rack, which if you don't know, has no safeties for squats. And also I didn't have any spotters because it's only about 70% for me. I didn't think I needed spotters. And somehow I grinded that weight up, and I'm not even going to defend this, but stupidly I did another rep. And once I got up, I realized something was very wrong with my knees. I could feel I could maximally flex my quad as hard as I wanted to, and it felt like my knee is barely extending. Like it felt like no force is being transmitted through the tendon into my shin to extend it. And from that point, I just did my standard rehab protocol for myself and all lifters that I coach. What I do, basically, the theory is just slowly push the threshold of pain, find the most specific movement you can do with no pain or very minimal pain to the point it's not making your pain worse, and just try and push that threshold, push up volume, push up weight, push up specificity. And it took me a couple months. What I settled on was pause squats worked really well for me. That's a very specific movement, obviously, and I guess because the movement is slowed, it's very easy on the tendons. Tendons force on them is basically the weight times how fast you move it. So by slowing it down like that, it really helps the tendons out. So I was just doing a basic linear progression with them. I was just doing like a 2x2, super light, working my way up. Started at around 405 pounds once I felt my knees were okay to handle some squat weight. Eventually I reintroduced top sets, starting all paused. Now I'm just doing regular squats as you see in the video. And as of the recording of this video, my plan week to week is I do a top set, single, adding 2.5 kilos each week. That was the 302.5 you saw this week. And another day I do a 3x2 on pause squats, and I literally did that workout today. What I did was 3x2 at 550 pounds, just adding 5 pounds a week, 2.5 kilos, same thing. So that's basically it, all I want to talk about for this video. I do have plans in the future to go into specifics about how I rehabbed more in depth, and also other stuff about my training, specificity, why I chose the exercises I do, the volume level I do, the frequency I do, all of that. If you have anything you want me to talk about specifically, let me know in the comments below, and I'll read through all the comments. And before I make the next video next week, I'll make sure to include at least some of the points, if not all of them. Might not be able to fit them all into one video. Probably not, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. But I will get to them eventually. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thanks a lot, guys.